So when people hear how, he portrays to be this tough guy, you gotta know it's all a lie. It's all cap. He lined Big U up. He lined Loose up. And now he's trying to act like he knows the people that are testifying that he got the list, which is a lie. He knows he can't see it. He can't see it. I'm going to tell you that right now. See, WACK is working with the feds. Yes. But he lies a lot to manipulate. He knows the people that are victims. Yes, you know the victims. Because he told the feds about them being victims. He know the victims. Yeah. But he doesn't know everybody that's going to be testifying. He doesn't know that. The feds is not going to say, here go the list. Straight up. Yeah. See, when Big U got indicted with that situation, WACK knew that the feds was going to come because WACK was a major player working with the feds. You got to understand, WACK was briefing with the feds often because he had Loose Cannon next to him. He briefed with the feds often. The feds instruct him, yo, say this, say that. Do this, do that. You hear me? So he's briefed about certain things that he could say. He knew that the feds was coming because he was briefing with them. He knew that the case was already sealed up. They got him. They had plenty of wiretaps. They had plenty of controlled extortion payments. They got victims' statements. They got witness statements. They got WACK over here. Front line. Front line. Literally. They got him front line. Working. Yeah. Now, let's be real, right? We know that Monster and, Molly Mall were victims. They telling, right? We know that. But I guarantee you, right? I can guarantee this, right? Monster and Dale. Dale is Monster. Monster and Molly Mall, right? In their statements, they mentioned WACK100. This is what I want to tell you, right? Pay attention. No, they're not going to have WACK as the person of direct. But WACK was in contact with Monster on the phone, with Loose Cannon, recording the call for the feds. WACK was in contact with Molly Mall. Molly Mall calls WACK and tells WACK certain things about when he has to go report and talk to the feds, right? These individuals then made statements, and I guarantee you in their statements, they reference WACK100. See, WACK is the confidential informant, right? He's the 137 informant. Molly Mall and Dale, Monster, they're not 137s. They rats. They told. They was getting extorted. They was getting pressure ran. Both of these individuals know who WACK100 is. Both of the individuals had communication and contact with WACK. So when they sit down and talk to the feds and explain what's going on and what happened and how they know this and why this, they're going to reference in their statements to the feds about WACK. So this is where they have to keep the information sealed, because WACK's name is brought up between both of these individuals. So they're not going to reveal anything about these individuals, right? They're going to have everything from them sealed, because if they start revealing shit about Molly and Dale, WACK name pop up. Now everybody's able to see, oh, that's how WACK is in it, because he's in communication with Molly and Monster. You understand what I'm saying? So no, WACK's name is not going to be directly, but the individuals that are major players in the case have been dealing with WACK. And this is how WACK is tied into the case. WACK is tied in with Loose Cannon. You hear me? I want y'all to understand this shit. It's real rap. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button, man. This is why WACK's not going to say anything to me, because of the way I deliver this shit, right? So, of course, he's going to go up there, right, and put the smoke screen and all the bullshit, acting like he knows this and he knows that and he got this and he got the information, because WACK is connected directly to victim 1 and victim 2. This is how the feds know these individuals. This is how the feds know everything that's happening, because these individuals have shared a lot of information with WACK. So when you share information with WACK about a crime, he's running directly to the FBI. He's hitting it directly to the feds to allow the feds to get a jump start. So now the feds don't really got to do too much of an investigation, because WACK has already done the investigation. So all they got to do is go reference to the shit that WACK has told them. And when they go out there and reference to the shit that WACK has told them, now they're able to go directly to these sources and say what they already know, because WACK has specifically told them what they need to go and show up and say. And when the feds get out there and they get to talking to these people, they're referencing and saying exactly what happened, because they done already told WACK the information. So it's like the feds show up, now they say these certain things to these individuals that they done told WACK. So they got details, whereas though the people would say, how do you know this? They got the information straight from WACK. So of course they're going to know everything. These people done told WACK. WACK tell the feds circle back around and go to the people. Yo, yeah, we already know this. We know that. We know this. We know that. How do you think the feds know that Big U was at the studio, Molly Mall studio? How you think the feds know that Big U was over here doing this, allegedly extorting Dale? Got the information from Loose Cannon. Straight up. See, and I'm going to tell you exactly how it went, right? The feds knew the shit that was going on, right? Because WACK, he knows, he's talking to different people. He knows how Big U operates. So the feds know what's going on. And Loose Cannon was a major player in the dispensary robbery. Straight up. Yeah. And it was other individuals, right? Some individuals that haven't even been connected to it that are now scared of WACK. They're not going to say anything because WACK knows that they were a part of it. See, this is how WACK doing niggas. This would make WACK dangerous though, because he knows certain things niggas is doing and he's willing to tell the feds. He'll keep back for a second. All right, I ain't going to say nothing right now. But he using it ace in the hole when he want to tell the feds on you. Straight up. That's his ace in the hole when he want to tell the feds on you. I got him. Bingo. Right? It's a dirty game, man. It's a dirty game. WACK says it himself that he was on the phone. See, and this is why, I be trying to tell people, WACK is not smart. No. But he's just dealing with a bunch of dumb people. He's not smart. He's dealing with a bunch of dumb people. So if you deal with a bunch of dumb people that are looking to have friendships and relationship with other people, it's dangerous having personal relationships with everybody, especially people that are acting like they're street and gangster and they really don't want to go to jail. That is a dangerous combination. Niggas that act like they street and gangster, you don't want to be friends with them niggas. Because when it get real and the feds and shit step in, niggas don't want no part. And if you was listening to the show, right, a year ago, you would have heard WACK say to me directly, why you keep talking about the feds? This is what he say now, right? You hear me? This is what he say now. When WACK calls me directly, he says, why do you keep saying the feds? You can't go to the feds unless you got a certain amount of points and all this foo-fafi shit. I'm like, that's a lie. It's niggas that done went to the feds and ain't never been arrested. You do a crime that has a federal statute, you can go to the feds. But WACK can say, no, it's because he's trying to take my mind away and not think about the feds because of his cooperation. Because of that's the entity that he works with. So he doesn't want people to be able to think and pinpoint about the entity that he works with. So he tries to throw out a whole bunch of manipulation. Straight up. This is what he doing. But with me, he knows that I understand. And you can't make me think what you want like you do to people on Clubhouse. You can't do it. Straight up. You can't do it. And I be pointing this shit out, right? And I know WACK don't like this shit. I know he don't like the way I point out. Smash that like button if you just came in the building. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Shout out to all y'all, right? I know WACK don't like this shit because I break it down for everybody to understand. I break it down for everybody. I leave no room for you not to understand. Whereas though he's on the internet trying to convince you of something that's not real. This is what he's doing right now. He's on the internet trying to convince everybody that he got the witness list, that they was watching Jay Prince and Big U, and this is why they called him when you said something different before, right? So now he switches it up to try to, have everybody lost on about what's really going on. What's really going on, WACK100 has been in direct contact with victim 1 and victim 2, right? He's been in direct contact. Yeah. And I'm sure WACK has told victim 1 and victim 2 before Big U has got indicted while the investigation was going on that you need to cooperate, bro. The best thing for you to do is cooperate, right? Because if you don't cooperate, it's going to be trouble for you. I'm sure he said that, right? Just how he told Adam to contact the police when the Crips was out there. See, WACK plays this gangster role to the people, but WACK100 is all the way affiliated with law enforcement. All the way. He's with law enforcement. People got to understand this, right? But he plays this like so-called gangster game, to let you think something different, but he's really with law enforcement. You got to understand that. Just keep it in a buck. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Appreciate that super chat. Hot shot. Wacky thinking DZ was going to be a part of his intern media team. Big dummy. It's crazy, right? Appreciate that, bro. Yeah. Yeah, he thought that I was one of them niggas. He didn't understand. But after he calls me so much, I'm sure in his brain now, he processes it a little differently. Like, man, this nigga's lethal. This nigga is smart. I'm not none of them, right? And I don't care. You hear me? I don't care. If I have a problem behind this shit, I don't care. Straight up, I don't care. I'm putting it out there. The nigga is the feds. Straight up. The nigga is straight the feds. He hears me telling everybody that he is the feds, and he calls me. But he acts like R&B was the one that says, yo, call him. And shout out to R&B. Baby girl. I appreciate you, R&B. I love you, baby. You hear me? I love you, right? So he makes it seem like R&B was the reason that he called me, right? Which we all know that sound fufafi, right? Sound fufafi. Wack hears me talking about the feds is coming while he's still actively working the case for Big U and Loose Cannon. You hear me talking about the feds is coming, right? And I said the feds was coming before they was coming, right? I just didn't know that the case was directed towards Big U. I didn't know that. But I just knew that, oh, this is some federal shit. It's something going on here. These niggas is running around the internet threatening everybody. And they on public platforms, public figures. And this nigga claims to be in the industry and they not doing nothing. Oh, yeah. This is federal shit, right? Now, I'm putting it out there. Straight up. I'm putting it way out there. The nigga hear me. Say, all right, let me call him. Thinking that he was going to shut me down from calling me. He thought I was one of these other niggas. I'm self-made. I grind hard. And I'm that type of nigga. I ain't one of the niggas that are looking for, that boost to follow somebody. I like to create my own shit so my shit is defined. He didn't understand that. He thought I was one of them niggas that wanted somebody to help him so that when they wanted to knock me back down, they could knock me back down. Not me build it up, staying solid, and then, my shit be structured stronger. The foundation be solid. He didn't understand that about me. He thought I was one of the clubhouse people. right? So if he want to put me out there and make me content and now everybody look at me a certain way, he could do that and can control me. He thought I was one of them, but he got confused, right? See, I shocked him. Straight up. Straight shocked him. What he didn't understand, I'm not like that. I know damn well that WACK was locked in with Morley and Dale. This is why he says he knows these individuals the way he does, right? Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. And, you know, I want y'all to listen to this shit right here. Just listen to him. Listen to him.
I know the nigga personally. I know Victor One. I know him. Did business with him. He was just on my phone. Yeah, I know him. I know the nigga. Nigga named Dale. They call him Monster. Nigga do read the scripts when he book shows. I know the nigga. Now Luce is all the way up. Luce up because they was both just on my phone in October. And Dale was working all the way up into March 15th. March 14th. Which lets me know when they was having that phone call, Dale's phone was hot. Mm-hmm. So, yes, I got the whole call. Call up. It's bad business. I said and thought about it. I said, and them niggas just called me in October. Twice. October 14th, October 15th. And these niggas was having this conversation. Dale said he had to turn himself in December. He said, what? Big U's hot. He working. I'm not going to lie. He admitted it. I work it. I told him Big U been extorting me. That nigga. WACK, when I did business with you, it was real business. Even when I owed your people, you sat down to me and it was fair business. We made a deal. We negotiated. You shook hands. You left. You left me with the people. Whenever I sent you money to deliver orders, you always deliver. But these niggas want to come over here playing with me, right? And then him and Luz got to talking about whatever they was talking about. Thinking about it is like, yeah, this is going to turn out up because they was just on my phone in October and Dale and Luz Cannon was wide open with their conversation.
Y'all hear that, right? Listen to him. He's telling everybody. WACK, this is why I tell y'all he's not smart. You can't be smart doing something like the shit that WACK is doing. You can't be smart because you have to put yourself out there to do that. And it's not smart to do that. He has to put himself out there to be able to get the people to give him information. But at the same time, he got to provide the information to the feds. But at the same time, he has to be out there mingling with the people so that he can get the information. You can't be smart doing that. Now, we dealing with different people. This is life. You dealing with different people. Straight up. It's people that got minds and sit back and they think and they analyze things, right? But WACK felt like because he was able to control Vlad, Adam, and academics, because they got big platforms that nobody was going to be able to say anything. Nobody was going to get loud enough. Nobody was going to be able to wake the people up. And this is why I say he's dumb. Because this is the mind frame that he had. His mission, I'm with the feds. I'm going to do what I got to do with the feds. I'm going to lock these people in so I can spin the narratives. As long as I'm in with the feds, I'm good. Ain't nobody going to be able to stop me. I'm sure that WACK sat in his house somewhere and thought that he would be able to do exactly what he's been doing for years, and nobody was going to stop him once he got to Vlad, Adam, and academics. See, and this is why he mended his relationship with Vlad. This is why he mended his relationship with Vlad. So he can lock the corners down. He thinking, if I lock these corners down, nobody's going to be able to stop me because these are the people that control the narratives that run around the internet. But he didn't think that a nigga like me was going to show up. Hell no. He didn't think that because he's so used to manipulating anybody that gets a YouTube channel on the internet because of how known he is. So he didn't think he was going to run into a nigga that would never embrace him on the internet. He didn't think that. Now he sees that, you know, because he's been able to install fear in so many people about the YouTube shit because people don't know how to use the shit. You feel me? So from him installing fear in so many people because people don't know how to use this shit, it been shown that he's been doing shit to certain people's situations because they don't know how to use it. But he ran into me. And the shit is shaking the table. Fucked him up. You know, but this is why I say somebody like WACK isn't smart, because you have to understand when you're doing something like WACK is doing, you're always gonna fail at some point. You have to fail. It ain't like WACK is just doing content and he's talking about people. He's doing a service for the federal government, but acting like a gangster at the same time. It doesn't go hand in hand. Because now you got to start getting in the mix and portraying this actor to a certain extent. Your mind start going. It's too much for anybody. And it shows you when you watch the movies with people that play these positions and roles like WACK. They get too into it. They start doing other shit. They start manipulating, and then they start getting involved, and they always go off a script. Just pay attention to it. We all seen it. Training Day. Everybody seen Training Day. Denzel went off a script. Yeah, he was doing right probably at first, but then you start thinking, I could do a little bit of this, I could do a little bit of that. Yeah, in too deep as well. This is what happens. WACK thought that he could manipulate and do this and it was going to be all right, and at the same time running pressure. So you got to think about this, right? WACK is working with the feds, right? And at the same time running extortion contracts on people. So if you think about this, right? WACK feels like he has some type of unlimited power because you can send a nigga to jail if you want to and get them indicted. As well, you can try to manipulate them to get into this contract to control them. So you're playing both sides of the field and you really think that you unstoppable. This is what it might, but those type of people always mess it up because you can't do it. They always mess it up because you're trying to juggle too many things. You hear me? He's trying to juggle too many things. You over here cooperating with the authorities, sending niggas to jail. You over here trying to run plays and manipulate niggas to get them into extortion contract and tell them, man, we got a contract. You can't do nothing. You getting big-headed. That shit there is wild. Wack has got big-headed. He's feeling like he has control over people mentally like he does the people on Clubhouse. Yeah, I can go out here and manipulate this nigga, that nigga. But when it comes to those white businessmen, Wack gonna kiss ass. He gonna kiss ass for that. Yeah, I ain't gonna play with them. Because if they go to the authorities, it sounds different than if black people go to the authorities. It sounds different. The bell ring different. Black people go to the authorities. Well, what happened? Why did you do this? The white people go to the authority. Where he at? Where at? Okay. Straight up. If Aaron the plumber was white, Wack would have a problem. But if Aaron the plumber was white, Wack would have never talked to him like that. Ever. He would have never did that. That's only something that he's going to do to niggas. Because he knows that his leverage when it comes to niggas is wider. See, I got the nigga figured all the way out. Straight up. And those who rock with me, y'all know this shit. That shit that he doing, that's why I hope he continues to do the shit he doing. I got the nigga figured out to the science. Straight up. To the science. That shit he doing, man, that shit only go for niggas that don't got the experience. You feel me? It only go for them niggas. And it's like a lot of niggas that don't have the experience. I'm just being real. You could have been out in the street. You could have did. But to have that type of experience on another level, you got to have a different type of experience to understand it. You know, to the T. Everybody know he telling. Everybody know he a rat. But when you pay attention to the way that I dissect it, to point things out to the people, you see what I'm talking about. Straight up. Yeah. Listen to Wack on the line talking about Dale was on the phone with Loose Cannon talking to him. And the feds was listening. So you mean to tell me you had a federal call that the feds got in the wiretap, which you admit to it, and they don't want to come talk to you? Of course not, because you already talked to them. You instructed it. You told the feds that you can get Dale and Loose on the phone and record the phone call. Wack literally tricked Loose Cannon by telling him to start recording people's phone calls because the feds instructed Wack to record them. So what Wack did was he came to the internet with Loose Cannon after he manipulated the guy and tricked him into recording his own evidence because the feds instructed him. And this is what Wack does to people that don't have common sense. He can manipulate them like that. So when niggas say, yeah, Wack is bringing niggas to the platform to telling himself, yes, he is. But Wack is instructed to do it that way so that the feds have secure evidence. And they don't need Wack to specifically testify to point these individuals out because the instructions of getting them to tell on themselves, getting them to record it. Pay attention. This is the shit that Wack is doing on the internet, right? And he really feels like nobody understands it. But he sees that DZ does. Straight up. Oh, he see that. Facts. Now he could get over there on Clubhouse, right? And manipulate the dudes and tell them this and tell them that, but it don't work with me. Hell no. Because I see it. You hear me? Dale then been in contact with WACK while giving the information for Loose. Molly in contact with WACK. You better understand. WACK knows everything about the case because he's a part of it. He's just the source to put the pieces to the puzzle together. Yeah, he's the source. You know, WACK is valuable to the feds. Smash that like button. If you haven't hit the like button yet, let's get the likes up, man. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel, right? WACK is a valuable source to them people. Yeah. Straight up. See, the way I break this shit down, it's like, it's lethal. It's lethal. You know, it's lethal, man, the way I break it down. WACK said a year ago, right? And I'm going to let y'all hear it. I want y'all to hear it for the new people here that haven't heard it, right? That he was going to have my channel taken. This was a year ago, right? 1 year ago, WACK said that he was going to have my channel taken, right? Him and Loose Cannon. Straight up. They told me together that they knew where the victim was that was robbed, stripped, beat, and pistol whipped, right? And that I didn't know where he was, but they do, right? And that he was going to get my channel taken, right? That's what he said. I've been going hard in the paint. You hear me? I've been going hard in the paint. Hard. You know, brought it from the muscle. So all the people that consistently rock with me and, you know, that share these lives and hit the like button, shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all, right? Because I've been going hard in the paint to deliver this message, right? And it's getting louder, right? It's getting louder. You know, shout out to the Solomons, right? And, you know, WACK sees that. So WACK like, man, I can't say none of this, nigga. Yeah, I call him. It don't never go his way when he called me. Yeah, never. You know, never goes his way when he called me. He just embarrasses himself. Straight up. But I'm going to let y'all hear that, right? I'm going to let y'all hear that. We're going to put that up there, right? I want y'all to hear this again. Just check it out, man. I want y'all to hear this again. And then I'm going to let y'all hear that other thing. Smash the like button and hit that subscribe button. Appreciate y'all.
I know the nigga personally. I know Victor One. I know him. Did business with him. He was just on my phone. Yeah, I know him. I know the nigga. Nigga named Dale. They call him Monster. Nigga do read the scripts for any book shows. I know the nigga. Now Loose is all the way up. Loose up because they was both just on my phone in October. And Dale was working all the way up into March 15th. March 14th. Which lets we know when they was having that phone call, Dale's phone was hot. Mm-hmm. So, yes, I got the whole call. Call up. It's bad business. I said and thought about it. I said, and them niggas just called me in October. Twice. October 14th, October 15th. and these niggas was having this conversation. Dale said he had to turn himself in December. He said, what? Big U's hot. He working. I'm not going to lie. He admitted it. I worked it. I told him Big U been extorting me. That nigga. Wack, when I did business with you, it was real business. Even when I owed your people, you sat down to me and it was fair business. We made a deal. We negotiated. You shook hands. You left. You left me with the people. Whenever I sent you money to deliver orders, you always delivered. But these niggas want to come over here playing with me, right? And then him and Luz got to talking about whatever they was talking about. Thinking about it is like, yeah, this is going to turn out up because they was just on my phone in October and Dale and Luz Cannon was wide open with their conversation.
For somebody to say that this going to get ugly, right? Because these two individuals was on his phone and the phone call was wide open. You know what that sound like, man. Everybody know.